This last one. Is that
Last one.
Hi, I'm Bob Spear from Prince George's Community College. My question is, one of the previous questioners talked about perhaps bringing in students who have interested in hacking or whatever, breaking into things, and then some of those people might have an interest in cybersecurity from the other side. I too, as an educator, I suppose, disappointed that we don't have more students who are getting into the field. You know, we offer lots of courses. Some of them are canceled for lack of enrollment, and we need more students in it. I'm looking for hooks. Well, I thought one of the best hooks, and I wondered if you would comment on it, is actually computer gaming. I saw a program at University of North Carolina, one of the campuses of North Carolina, that it offers this. And what they're doing, and maybe this is a real hook. Lots of young people are very interested in computer games, both from playing them as well as designing them, programming them, and of course trying to defeat the enemy. You know, I mean, part of it is the hook is both the challenge of creating a game as well as the challenge of playing it, and that hook I think might be able to be tapped into because it's the same kind of thing that you get into when you study cybersecurity. It's cryptology and so on. Has some of that same sort of attractiveness to it. I wonder if you'd comment on that.
I think it's a very good idea. In fact, I think it's Cynthia Irvine out at the Naval Postgraduate School has actually done some work in that area. She's actually worked to develop gaming technologies that go into the information assurance space. I'm not as well read in on those things as others might be. Corey, when he comes up on the net, may be able to help out on that as well. But I do agree. I think one of the ways to capture a young person's imagination is through gaming, and if we can use gaming technologies and put together those simulations to help capture them and bring them into what is right, we ought to do it. And there has been some work underway. But I also think, candidly, corporate America should work more closely with educational institutions. I know Purdue has Sirius, Gene Spafford's operation out at Sirius at Purdue has this relationship with corporate America that has had some level of success. And I think corporations other than just the security enterprises, if you will, the Symantec's, to McAfee's, and others, it should be end-user organizations that are investing in this space as well. It's not just those in the IT security space that should be investing in these programs. End-user, large end users like GM, Ford, the financial institutions should be jumping in to help with these educational initiatives that are taking place across the United States. Thank you very much.
Wow, Paul, thank you so much. I think some dialogue started. So, Chris and Hayden, if you want to come up and get here. I want to thank all the panelists that have come in here today to share their thoughts. Their bios are on the net. For today, the format for the panelist discussion would be, I've asked each one of them to address the silos of excellence of information assurance and present their individual and sort of corporate perspectives on how we might be doing some silo sharing or maybe even some silo collapsing. I don't know where this is going. I've asked each speaker, in turn, to just kind of introduce themselves and speak to what his organization is doing. Each speaker is going to present some opening remarks, and then we're going to do some dialogue. Since I have the mic, of course, I'll take the opportunity to sort of lead off. Maybe sort of talk a little bit about the context of the panel discussions, and also kind of give my view. When it comes to national cyber preparedness, and I think you heard Paul kind of say it, we're just not unified as a nation yet. Just as in 1941, 2001, the central issue is our ability to deter, detect, and respond to attack. And basically, we need to make this an issue of preparedness. Our preparedness as a nation for the inevitable cyber attack, in my view, can best be characterized today as silos. Silos of opinions, silos of expertise, silos of varying responsibilities and planning. The result is no coalesced action. These silos span the executive branch of government, the Congress, industry, commerce, even academia, which I've joined. And in the past, when America needed independent arbiters, academia stood up to the challenge. I remember as a child walking out on that front lawn and watching that Sputnik go overhead and listening on the radio to the sound of it. Shortly after that, America awoke, I guess that was Paul's word, and we had this great initiative to produce lots of engineers to get us in that game. I guess we realized we were behind. I guess we realized it was time to coalesce. In the past, when America needed independent arbiters, I believe academia stood up to that challenge. Given the imminent threat posed in the cyber domain, can we wait for legislation? Is it possible? Should we wait for intergovernmental cooperation? Can we wait for cross-industrial commercial integration and cooperation? I don't know. I don't think so. But I do believe that academia can serve as a loci for pulling all those silos together. And as I noted in my opening remarks, we have blueprints out there. And I asked myself just a few years ago, why hasn't this blueprint to pull America together, why didn't it take root? And so I did. I asked some corporate people, well, what's happening? I was there when they all had the town meetings. I went to some of them all across the country, and there was this huge grassroots movement that said, yeah, we need to do something. We need to do something now. And what I heard was kind of disarming. Most of the corporate people told me that they were told by their legal counsels not to get involved. I said, why? And he said, FOIA. If you become an advisor to the government, anything you say or introduce, it can be, it's public domain. We're not going to share. It would be foolish. And so we waited. After the Estonia incident, which Paul alluded to, and given recent congressional reports, we still seem to be waiting even after that event. And last September, I think one person I became familiar with when I was with the government, and I think he best summarized it was Linton Wells. It was he previously OSD NII. He said when it comes to the last event in May, the Estonia attacks may well turn out to be a watershed in terms of the vulnerability of our modern society. Well, that left me with three questions. So let me just discuss those with you briefly.